So what is going on, guys, and welcome back to episode number 72 of our Portsmouth career mode. And we are starting off this episode pretty much this episode is going to be no live games, because if you guys are new to my channel, when we start a new season, what I do, it'll be all transfer activity and the pre-season tournament, and we'll be getting right up to the very start of where the season begins. But I've scouted a few players over the end of last season and the start of this season, and I found a few players that I would like to sign, and there is one player that stands out amongst all the others, and he is a player from Chelsea. He's a striker, and he goes by the name of, if I can find him, where's he gone? Let me try and find him for you guys. This guy here, Yannick Bocker. Look at them stats. He's got 97 ball control. He's got 97 acceleration, 91 sprint speed. But look at the best of everything. Look at this. He's got 5-star weak foot and 5-star skill moves. He's 6'3". He's so big. He's got high attacking work rate, low defensive work rate. Exactly what I like in a striker. This guy could be an absolute monster. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and inquire about, I actually want to buy him straight away. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and offer 4 million plus Jesus, which is a player we brought in last season we don't like at all, which I'm sure you guys probably know, because I don't like him at all. I've been saying that over the past few episodes. And we're going to try and offer 4 million plus Jesus to try and lure him away from Chelsea, because I believe if we can get hold of him, he could be an absolute amazing signing. And look at this, guys. Asia Villalibre is now an 80 rated striker. Get a transfer offer for Christopher Shiplock once again, this time from Saint Etienne, and we're going to reject the offer. And I think what we're going to do for the next one, we're just going to reject all offers for him, because we're just not going to let him go. And Chelsea come back to us and say it's unacceptable because they're not interested in Jesus, which is a little bit unfortunate. So we're going to go ahead and offer 6 million plus Jesus. If they don't accept that, we'll go ahead and offer around about 8 million straight bid. Let's see if they will accept that one, but I very much doubt it. So we've got a few players returning from loan. Danny Preston has come back from loan, as does Adam Webster, as does Connor Chaplin. And we got some more transfer offers here. We got one for Clark. So Clark to go out on loan to Wigan. Yeah, we're going to accept that one. It's only a short-term loan, and if needs be, we can recall him at a later stage. So we're going to just go ahead and reject all offers for Christopher Shiplock, because we're just not going to let him go. And the other transfer offer comes in for Manu Garcia from Atalanta. Manu Garcia hasn't really done much for us, so what we're going to go and do, we're going to counter offer 10 million, and if Atalanta go ahead and counter 10 million and they say yes, we will pay 10 million, I will happily let the 21-year-old go. However, it is now time to jump into the first game of this episode, which we're not actually going to be playing. We're going to sim the whole tournament, but it's going to be up against Hertha Berlin, who is actually the team that I'm doing my other career mode with. Let's see how we get on. Kingsley Coman scored a goal in the 16th minute, and we end up winning the game 4-1. Kingsley Coman picking up 2, Mastor picking up 1, and Leia Iseka also picking up a goal. So 4-1 victory for us. It's very promising. But Chelsea come back to us and say they will accept 6 million plus Gabriel Jesus for their striker. So we're going to go ahead and offer him a contract, and he will be a squad rotation player. Will he accept that? If not, we'll up it to an important first team player. But guys, this guy could be an absolute monster if he comes into the club. And do I start him above Kingsley Coman? That's going to be the question. Who's going to be the number one striker at the club? Or do we change our formation, drop a centre midfielder, and then play 2 up top, Kingsley Coman and him up top? Or do we just drop Nori straight away? I'm not sure. It's going to be a dilemma, but at least I'm happy to have that dilemma if we get him into the club. However, it's now time to move into the second game, which is going to be up against Frankfurt, which is the second German side in this competition. They currently drew the first game 1-1 at Lokomotiv. So if we win this, we're pretty much secured our spot in the next round, and we end up losing the game. Alves getting sent off as well. So that means now if we go ahead and lose the next game, we could be out of the competition. However, Atalanta have come back to us and said they will give us 9 million. So we're going to go ahead and ask for 9.5 million. And then if they say no, we give you 9 million, then we will accept 9 million for Manu Garcia. And we will be bringing in another central attacking midfielder. But they do come back to us and say he's not happy. He wants a bigger squad role, which is fair enough. So we're going to go ahead and give him a bigger squad role, which will be an important first team player. And let's see if the 22-year-old striker will accept that. So we get some more emails come back. Atalanta come back to us and said they've decided to match 9.5 million for Manu Garcia, and Yannick Bocca has accepted his contract and he's going to be the first player coming into the club. So Gabriel Jesus is going out the club and we've just brought in this striker who could be an absolute amazing buy for us. Let's see how good he is. So now we're going to go ahead and sim this game up against Lokomotiv Moscow, and it's a crucially important game for us because if we go ahead and lose this game, we are out of the competition. So we're going to sim it. Let's see how we get on. We end up winning the game 2-0, of course we do. Kingsley Coman and Bailey picking up the goals for us there, and it's always good to see that when you need it, your team steps up to the plate. So another player we found is this guy here. He's named Marvin Horn. He's a centre midfielder and he's currently at Bayern Munich. He's currently 20 years old, so obviously he's someone's regen. I'm not sure whose. It might be Philipp Lahm's regen actually, because he can play centre midfield. He's German, he's 5'11", so he does look around about Philipp Lahm's regen. I do think he looks pretty decent as well. He's going to cost us quite a bit though, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and maybe offer a straight 10 million, or they're not going to accept 10 million, are they? So maybe if we try and offload a player that we're not going to be using that much, do we try and offload Banton? Banton we don't use. Although that much we don't. Dahoud we don't want to get rid of because Dahoud's a decent player. Apart from that, I don't think there's actually anyone else that we would in fact want to get rid of. So there's not. So do we just go ahead and offer a straight 7-8 million bid for him? I doubt they're going to accept it, but let's see what they say. Now, another player we could go in as well is Vaclav Cherny. As you guys do know, he has got tons of potential. He's only currently 21 years old and he's 77 rated. So we're going to go ahead and offer what his valuation is. So maybe if we offer a straight 11 million bid for him, will they accept that? It might be a good deal if we could pull it off, and it's a decent left winger that we could actually have as a backup for Bergwijn. Another decent player we could bring in is this guy here, Hirving Lozano. I've never heard of him before, but he's at Real Madrid. He's Mexican. He's going to cost us quite a bit of money, but he does look very good as well. Or we could try and strengthen up our centre attacking midfield position, and instead of having Nori, we could go ahead and maybe try and sign someone like this guy, Maximilian Meyer. He could also be quite a bit of money as well, but he looks something very decent. He's only 23 years of age. So what we're going to go and do, we're going to offer around about 20 million, a straight 20 million bid for him, which is 4 million under his valuation. But as it says by the caption, he's just signed a new contract, so he's not going to go ahead and accept that, is he? So we've now got a transfer offer for Nori. So it's quite a big one as well, 13 million from Montpellier. He's 22 years of age, he's 77 rated, he is very good, but he's not really excelling as well as what Mastor is. So do we sell him and try and bring in another player? So what we're going to do, we're going to counter offer, and if they go ahead and match 22 million for him, we will let him go, but I don't think they're going to pay double his valuation. So we're now going to go ahead and sim the game up against Stuttgart, which is in the semi-final of the European International Cup. It is going to be a crucial game for us, but I don't think we're actually going to win it. I've just got a feeling that we're not, and we don't. We go ahead and lose the game 1-0, so that's very poor from us there, and we only get 1.3 million from the tournament. So I was hoping we were going to get a little bit more than that, but Stoke have accepted a 11 million bid for Cherny. He looks pretty decent, so maybe we offer him a contract, maybe he'll come into the club. He's only 21 years of age, he's currently one rating lower than Bergwijn, and he could actually challenge Bergwijn for a starting spot. So Montpellier have come back to us and said they will offer 16 million for Nori, which is a little bit too low. So 18 million, if they up it an extra 2 million, I will let Nori go. However, some good news from us. As from the training, Kingsley Coman and Bailey both go up a rating, and both these two strikers, along with Bocca, who's going to be starting? They're all really good. So what about this, guys? Montpellier have accepted the £18 million bid that we actually countered them, and they've decided to match it. So Nori looks like he's going to be leaving the club for 18 million euros. And also Bayern Munich come back to us and say they want 17.5 for Marvin Horn. Now get a contract or transfer offer for Connor Chaplin to go out on loan, which we will go ahead and accept, and Connor Chaplin go out on loan. And also our player has been sold. As you can see here, Nori's been sold to Montpellier, and we've been allocated 15.5 million euros, which means we're going to have to look for a new centre attacking midfielder, because we've got 47 million now, so we've got a hell of a lot of money, but we need a new centre attacking midfielder. Or do we just risk it and play Kingsley Coman at cam and play Boca up top, and we don't need a new cam. What do you guys think? Do we go ahead and try and sign a new cam? Do we leave it as that? Do we buy a new left back? Do we buy a new centre back? I don't really know what to do. I'm gonna think about this, have a look at the two squads we got, and then decide what we need to do. However, looking at this, we need quite a few new players. I believe we need a definite new right back. We need a new cam. We need a right winger. We need a left winger, and we need a striker. So we need quite a few positions. So we've got a lot to do. I know we've got 47 million, but we want to buy good players with that 47 million. So I think the main objective now is to buy a new left winger. I think we might try and swap Aaron Iseka out for someone else and try and bring in another striker. And maybe we need a definite new cam and a new right back. So let's see what we can find. So there are a few players we could go after. We could go after Bazor. We could go after Dele Alli. I'm not sure whether we actually want, because we've actually got him in the Hertha Berlin career mode. We could also go for Donsa, and obviously if we pick this guy up, Mastor will go into the cam position, and he can play at CM. Or we can go for Marvin Horn, who's going to cost us around about 17 million, and he can also play right mid, he can play cam, and he can play CM as well, so we can play around with him. Or we could go for someone that's completely different and go with Gonzalo Guedes and play with him down the middle, because he's got good enough stats to play down the middle as well. So, or we can go for Maximilian Meyer, but obviously he's going to be way too expensive. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go in for Donsa. Let's go ahead and offer him a straight bid, because actually his contract is out soon. So they say that they reckon they could accept 11 million bid for him. I don't see that happening, but I'm going to go ahead and offer him one. Let's offer 11 million for him and let's see what they say. Another player we could go in for is obviously Bazor, but the person I would prefer would probably be Marvin Horn. So we can't go for him yet because he's approached by us. Or we need another right mid. Do we go for Aramo? Do we go for Pereira, Maitland-Niles? I think we're going to go for Maitland-Niles at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and inquire to buy him. And what we're going to do, we're going to give a player that we've already got in the squad, which goes by the name of... let's try and get rid of... Who do we get rid of? There isn't really many people we can get rid of. Maybe if we try and get rid of Ben Pedrosa, we're not really using him. So Ben Pedrosa plus 10 million. Let's see if Arsenal go ahead and accept that one. So some more good news for us here, as Alves and Boca, our new striker, both go up a rating. So Boca is keeping up with Kingsley Coman here. Who is going to be the starting striker? That's the big question. I think what we're going to do, we're basically just going to go ahead and offer a 2-year loan deal for Mason Holgate. He's a 22-year-old from Everton, and he could be a decent backup right back. He's currently on a 40,000 a week contract, and if we could get a decent right back like him for that, I would be happy. Or there's another guy here. It goes by the name of Jarrell Hunter. He also looks a pretty decent backup right back. He's currently on 30,000, so maybe if we go ahead and offer him a 2-year loan deal, and let's see if Hull accept that. So we get a loan offer for Danny Prestes to go to Shrewsbury on a short-term loan, which he will accept, and he will be leaving the club on a loan deal. And Everton come back and say they've rejected it because they don't want to loan Holgate out at this time, which is a little bit frustrating. So we're going to wait to see what the Hull right back says, whether they will allow to come to us, and he won't either. He's saying that they're not looking at allowing him to go out on loan either. And we get another transfer offer now for Ender Stevens. So if they go ahead and match 1.95 million, we will let Ender Stevens go. However, Cagliari come back to us and say they want 32.5 million for Donsa. You've got to be kidding me. There's no way I'm going to give you that much. I'll give you 20 million at max. That's there. I'm not going no higher than that. He's got 6 months left on his contract. If anything, I'll just wait and sign him on a pre-contract after that. And Arsenal also come back to and say they want 25 million for Maitland-Niles, which I'm not going to go ahead and give him for that either. So it doesn't look like we're going to get any players at this moment. But we're going to go back into the player train and let's see if anyone can get good ratings and get a little bit closer to going up a rating. Unfortunately, Mastor is struggling a little bit now. He's getting quite a few Fs in the recent training sessions, which is a little bit disappointing. So we now get a transfer offer for Ben Pedrosa from Blackburn for 3 million, which is under his valuation. And if they match 5 million, we might let the young guy go. Actually 6 million. If they give us 6 million, which is nearly double his valuation, we will let our 20-year-old scout of future star go. Because to be honest, he's not that good, is he? And they actually come back, they say Ender Stevens is not worth pursuing. Ender Stevens, Alves wants a new contract, but we're going to wait until at least the transfer period is over. We get an update from England, we get loads of unacceptable transfers, and now with Fekir, too valuable to them, so it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get anyone for the time being. We went in for Real Madrid, for Bazor, they want 23 million. Bayern Munich want 55 million for Douglas Costa, which they're not going to get, and they want 16.5 million for Ryan Gould. So we're going to go ahead and offer a little bit more, so maybe 17 million for Bazor, and we're going to offer a little bit more for Ryan Gould as well. And let's see how cheap we can get in. Maybe 13 million. Will they let the 23-year-old go for 13 million? I'm not sure. Apart from that, I don't think there's many more people we're going to be able to sign before our first game of the season, which is going to be up against Bournemouth. But they do actually come back to us and say they will accept 14 million euros for Leon Goretzka. So this could be a really good deal if we could pull this one off. We are going to give him an important first team player if he does come in. And I do believe Leon Goretzka is going to be high 70s, low 80s. So that could be a really good deal for us. Also, they're still saying they want 32.5 million for Gonza, which of course we are not going to go ahead and give them. But I think 14 million for Goretzka could be a complete steal. Also, we get another transfer offer for Adam Webster for 550,000. Let's up that to 750,000, and if we can match that, we will let the 24-year-old go. And Ben Pedrosa, they're saying no, so 5.3 million. Otherwise, I'm sorry guys, Ben Pedrosa is staying at the club, because even though if he stays, he will be getting a few games here and there. But I do want a better right winger to be in the second squad. Also, the transfer offer has been accepted for Sporting for 13 million for Ryan Gould. So who do we prefer? Ryan Gould, or do we prefer Goretzka? I'm going to have to investigate that one a little bit more, and let's see what they want. Also, Bazor, they're still saying they want 23.5 million, which is a lot of money. So maybe 19 million. Will that allow Real Madrid to let him go for that? I do know he is very good. He's 22 years old and he's nearly an 80 rated already. He does look very good, but is he good enough to offer 23 million? For that, I'm not 100% sure. But before we end up this episode, we have got another transfer offer, and this could be a big one for Steven Bergwijn. It's currently from Bayern Munich. He's currently 21 years old. He's 78 rated. He hasn't done that much for us, but we're going to go ahead and counter offer 35 million. If they go ahead and give us 35 million for the 21-year-old, we will let him go, but I very much doubt they will accept that. Also, Leon Goretzka is saying he wants a bigger squad role at the club, so we're going to give him a crucial first-team player for the 24-year-old coming in from Real Madrid, the former Schalke player. Also, Hachin Mastor wants to play the game, as does Kingsley Coman, and I'm sure they will be playing the game. But Kingsley Coman, do we play Coman, or do we play our new striker? Well, you'll have to wait and see in the next episode. But that is going to be it for this episode. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to hit the like button down below, as it is going to be hugely appreciated. And I really hope next time, very, very soon, for the next episode of the whatever career mode that might be. Thank you. Bye-bye.